Hi, Frank here, Springer's Adventures. So today we're going to take a little ride from Grafton, Illinois down to Alton, Illinois before we head back over the river to St. Louis. This video was supposed to be just the opposite, coming from St. Louis over that way, but instead of taking a video, I took about 1,500 pictures, so I don't think anybody wants to see that. So we're going to do the reverse, and we're going to come up here from Grafton right now and head back toward Alton before we head over the river back. So hope you enjoy this ride along the Mississippi River through the town of Grafton's down in Alton. And if you have any questions or comments along the ride, by all means, leave them below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like this ride. So always never know where we're going to take a ride to next. So let's jump on the Springer and go for a ride. So once we pulled out of the winery there, we decided to go up the road to go up along the Mississippi, but it wasn't too far from the edge of town there. Basically, you lost the track of the river and stuff like that. So we just did a U-turn and started heading back towards Grafton. So as you can see, we're heading back south, and you'll see Mississippi there's on the right-hand side, and we'll be cruising right back into that little town of Grafton. In fact, the sign was already there stating you were there, but here comes the actual town itself. So nice little town. It was empty. I think we were there on a Tuesday or something like that. It was during the middle of the week. From what everybody was telling me, I guess this place gets pretty packed in the summertime on the weekends. So it was a good day to venture out and check things out without being crowded all over the place with the little restaurants and bars. So I thought that was a pretty good day to go up there. So really picturesque day. It was a little on the warm side for end of May. It's up there in Missouri. I thought it was a little warm. We're used to that weather down here in Florida, but it was a little bit warm up there. So we're just going to cruise down along the road here, and we'll be coming in that little town here in a minute, and we'll talk about that. Alright, so coming up here on the left is the little Grafton winery slash brewery that we stopped at for lunch. I had a bite to eat, and it was a nice little spot there, and like I said, they had their own wine and had their beers. It was like a real micro brewery, so real small batches. It wasn't bad, you know, so definitely worth giving it a shot if you want to give it a try. And just like I said, just a cool little town with their little bars and eclectic little restaurants scattered on both sides of the road there. So definitely you have your choice if you want to grab a bite to eat or have some refreshments there. There was a couple motorcycles. So like I said, there wasn't a lot of traffic out today at all, being the middle of the week, but there was some bikes out there, and there was some sightseers I could tell as well. So we're just going to continue. We're going to roll through the town, and we'll head down there toward Alton. And we'll talk to you in just a minute. So as you notice now that we're heading back south along there, the unique hillside there on the left-hand side as we're going south, the lime rock cliffs that's all along this road here, which is kind of neat. If you're on the other side of the river, I mean, there's some roads over there as well. If you look off into the distance, you look across the river, you know, and it's all farm fields over there on the Missouri side, and you're looking across the Mississippi, and you see those hills over there, the cliffs and everything, those lime rock formations, which is pretty cool. It's on one side of the river and not the other. So all along in here, all the way down to Alton, you'll see quite a bit of that. And you know, it makes you wonder here, going along the Mississippi, of course, having a couple of years out there on a lot of people, makes you think back of the old Tom Sawyer books you grew up, Mark Twain had written, you know, where he played along the Mississippi. I wonder if he was playing up in those hills. I know if I was a kid, I love to play in the mountains and in the hills, so I'd have probably been out there. Probably would have broke my neck and arm and everything else, but hey, I would have had fun along there. So just going to cruise down a little bit there. All right, so we're about to pull into the little town of Alton, Illinois. Another old, eclectic little river town along the Mississippi there. The first thing you notice when we get close into town here is these huge set of grain silos on the right-hand side as we pull up. Looks like there was even like a train yard there on the left-hand side where probably some of it comes in and out of as well. So that was looks like it's been there for quite a long time. Probably looks like they loaded it there on the river as well. So silos on the left, silos on the right, and just pretty neat. I always love all this old stuff here. So pretty neat old town. We're going to go ahead and cruise through this town. It's a pretty long little stretch. Little brick roads off to the left and then a right. Again, cool, eclectic little town. Little restaurants. I think there was a couple little breweries, or at least one brewery I noticed that was down there. I think close to the riverside. I believe on the right-hand side, coming up here as soon as you pass the silos, I think there's a casino or something down there on the right-hand side if you're into that. But pretty, again, the town, as we go through the town, I don't know if you guys have watched any of my other videos, but there's a little restaurant slash biker bar slash whatever you want to call it. It has music and everything on the weekend, called Fast Eddie's Bon Air. Really neat little place. Highly recommend it. Springers gives it 2 thumbs up, so if you go over there for the day, you could either hit that on the way going back or going up, either one. We went over there just to ride over there one day, so it's a really cool little spot. So let's go through this town. So as you can see, there's quite a few cars parked along the road. That was a pretty cool old tire store. So up here on the right is an old gas station. All right, how many of you guys or gals out there, probably geared more toward the guys, but we'll go either way on that one, have ever thought about having an old gas station? Now, I'm not talking about having a gas station to pump gas and do work on cars, but I mean, that'd be cool too. But just as a cool little spot to hang out, make a brewery, or just a good place to park your hot rods and your Harleys. You could have your friends come over on the weekend, or hey, you and the wife can just hang out there and have a cold one. I mean, you know, I just think that'd be the coolest thing. Of course, I worked at a gas station like that when I was very young, so maybe that's why it's reminiscent of that. You can tell they're redoing some of the buildings here on the town. I think that was a old bank right there or something like that, the Alton Bank and Trust Company. So it looks like they're doing some rebuilding of some of these old buildings, doing a facelift on it or redoing it. Maybe making lofts or apartments or businesses, not really sure. But just glad to see that they're not knocking it down. Nothing really gets in my you-know-what worse than when you see these places being knocked down. So, and there's some newer things up here in the town of Alton. As you can see, I guess, what town doesn't have a Mickey D's, you know? So there's a little Mickey D's on the right, and I even seen a Subway there, I think, on the other side of the road or something like that. So if you don't like cool, eclectic little places to eat, you can go to those as well. So, but let's head out a little bit more through this town. If you enjoyed that little ride along the Mississippi between Alton, Illinois and Grafton, or from Grafton actually down to Alton, really nice ride over there. So if you get a chance, you're out in the St. Louis area, you know, probably only 30-40 minutes or so to get over, come across the bridge right there and get into Alton and ride up along the river. So hope you enjoyed it. I definitely recommend it. Don't forget, if you get over that way, Fast Eddie's is definitely a cool little spot to pull in there. So if you like this kind of content, don't forget, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And hey, may just see you out there on the road. See ya.